I'm gonna stop it, Kiko. We're not gonna waste any more of people's time, bro. I was gonna run an intro, guys. I ran an intro for, I guess, 15 seconds. Thank you so much for joining us this fine Friday, September 22nd, 5:19 p.m. We were late because Riley, there he is now. Riley is here hanging out with ladies, not showing up for the stream, bro. What's going on, Riley?
What's up, man? What's up? Sorry, I had some technical difficulties. I'm using my earbuds right now because my headphones weren't working, but we'll see how it goes.
So it wasn't ladies. Ladies were not involved, yeah. Riley.
Well, we won't say that. But it might have been something not
So you don't kiss and tell. That's what it is.
Yeah, I keep it secret.
Exactly. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me this fine Friday evening. So sorry I was not able to post the actual stream until now. I was actually in an all-staff meeting in my college all day today. So that was a whole event, a long day. And it was very productive in the end. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't able to post a live stream. So I had to post it as soon as I got back. I rushed back, got it up for you guys because we got so much news to talk about. Hot Toys dropped some absolute bombs this morning, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about the ramifications. We're also going to talk about J&D and 1.6. That's something that's interesting talking point. But before we do that, Avengers level panel, Mr. Kiko, all I see is eat on your shirt, bro. What's going on?
Eat.
Well, this is a rep for Replay Toys because eat, sleep, collect, replay. You know, if you want to go ahead and get anything from Replay Toys, make sure to check them out. They are global now at this point.
Shout out to Ginny.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that. Shout out to Jenny. And well, when you get down here, you're going to go check out the new spot as well as possibly another spot. We got a lot to show you. So,
dude, Replay Toys is fucking awesome.
Yeah, they've started adding like in those new Japanese claw machines type of thing, in all their restaurants and all their stores. And so, I got some stuff to show you when you get here, man. We're gonna have a really, really powerful, packed week when you get here, buddy.
Dude, are we going hiking this time?
Oh yeah.
Dude, nice.
Weather permitting, I'm sure like something.
Riley, you can come, bro, if you want.
All right, I'm gonna go hiking with you guys. Let's do it.
Yeah, Riley's coming. Riley, don't bring your J&D though.
But all I know is that if you do go hiking and you fall behind, you get left because we don't support slackers.
Yeah, exactly. We don't support slackers in this group, Riley. So don't carry that J&D with you, bro, on the hike.
All right, I won't.
Riley, let us know, bro. Let the people know. J&D is considering entering 1.6. You have a J&D statue right behind you, dude. Is this? Dude. What are you thinking?
Dude, so yeah, I have a story. I have a story to tell this morning. Yeah, I've had a very, very, very interesting morning, really. So yeah, really? I got my J&D today. I didn't even know it was going to ship today. I woke up to it at my front doorstep. So I opened it, and I've told you about this, Will. I was scared at first because there was people saying that they were having some issues, some breakages, and I was getting a little nervous because it's going to be my first statue. I was like, oh my God, if this is broken on arrival, I'm going to be so sad. And fortunately enough, I'll just let everyone know there's no issues with it. It's perfectly fine. I have it right here if you can see it. And I am blown away by it. I love it. Absolutely love it. When I first opened it, the head was like off the body and like backwards, dude. So I was like, oh my God, dude, this thing is like, I was like, this thing is definitely going to be having an issue or broken, but there was nothing wrong with it. But all I'm saying is, if they're going into the 6 scale space, they got to figure out their shipping stuff because the way they pack their stuff is clearly not well. That's all I'm going to say. They got.
Well, Riley, I've heard that concern expressed a lot. That sentiment,
yeah,
like that's a big and again, issue, there's probably many happy customers out there, but I've also seen a lot on the Facebook groups of people being like, "Oh, my shit was broken, my collar was broken, you know, or my Wonder Woman came unglued or whatever." Like, there seems to be a lot of like QC related concerns, you know.
100%. So yeah, hopefully they look into that because that's just that's not for when you're paying $2,700 for a statue. You got to make sure that it's packed well. Like that's a big issue. So hopefully if they do dive into the 6 scale space, they make sure to look into those things because that's a big deal. But fortunately enough, it's all good. It looks beautiful. I'm gonna probably do videos on it soon. So yeah, stay tuned. But
dude, it looks fucking awesome behind you. It looks awesome, dude, bro. That looks really cool. I love that shelf back there too, man. Are you gonna put 6 scale on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put probably I might put even the Batman 6 scale there. I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
We're gonna in our Batman, dude. That would be cool. And if you, I mean, if InArt ever does make the bike, you could get that, or just get the Hot Toys bike and then put it next to the InArt.
That's true.
I mean, that would work too. That would look really cool, man. But that's awesome. I'm glad it worked out for you, bro, because I was a little worried. I was like, hopefully there's no breakages or some other shit. So yeah, bro, that's pretty exciting. But thanks for joining us, man. Guys, we got to address the chat real quick, and then we'll jump into our first topic. We won't waste any time. Love all the Spiderverse releases. Let's fucking go. Let's go, Connor. Happy for you, bro. Flash Messi is here. Hello, awesome team. Is Hot Toys cooking or reusing? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the cooking aspect. I know one thing I know before I get to other comments. Dave Filoni is cooking right now. Dave Filoni is cooking with some gas, bro. He is cooking. I think dude, well, I don't want to spoil it, but maybe we have a new Mando on our hands. We have another, you know, maybe not quite that hype level where it becomes like a cultural phenomenon, but Star Wars fans are happy right now. So
definitely,
unless your name is Dean, because I saw his post this morning where he was using
Dean didn't like Ahsoka.
I'm assuming he doesn't. Otherwise, he wouldn't have posted that reel from Jurassic Park where it talked about like you stood on the shoulders of geniuses, but you never stopped to ask if you should. You know that whole point, and he's just basically
okay.
Yeah.
So we need Dean on here soon. I know he's at
I need
Dean.
Right I need Dean to confirm.
Dean needs to show up for the show at some point so he can debate this take with us. But yeah, he's at AuxCon. So shout out to Collecting Weekly, Ben Thomas Show, Marco 166, all those guys. They're at the AuxCon right now. Danny Lee is there, the angel himself. But that's pretty cool, man. So we got Quazzle, 1979. Good afternoon. Discussion on Hot Toys announcements. Yes, we will. Lane Kramer is actually perfectly accurate here. He said, a Will Foxification believer will win. Okay, time to rewrite the format for the show after seeing all these announcements. Dude, Kiko knows. Riley, I didn't get to send it to you because I didn't confirm you until today, but I came up with all the topics last night and I sent them all to Kiko. And then I woke up this morning and I said, scrap all of it.
Throw it out the window.
Bro, like I worked in the news for a little under a year, and that's how it was. Like something will break or something will change, and then you're
That's
like,
a Vince McMahon rewrite right there.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Yeah, man. And I woke up. Someone messaged me. I think it was Mike actually. This, if you're Mike who was watching this, and he messaged me and he was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" So I had no idea what he was talking about. And then I pulled up my Facebook. I was like barely awake, and I was like, "Jesus, dude, there's like 4 announcements." So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Before we get to our first topic, we got a super chat. Night Call. Thank you so much, bro. What the fuck is up, Denny's? You mean Denny's the restaurant?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do we need a Grand Slam breakfast or something?
We need a Grand Slam, bro.
I like Denny's. I like Denny's.
Denny's is pretty good. It's pretty affordable too. I mean, I think it's reasonable for the quality food. Dude, speaking of Denny's, people hate on Little Caesars. I think it's
Little
not that
Caesars
bad.
is the truth.
Dude, it's not that bad. I like it.
I love it. Yeah,
I mean,
a
I think it's
$5 hot and ready pizza with some crazy bread. Let's go.
Right. Riley, do you like Little Caesars in California?
I don't think I've like rarely gone to Little Caesars. I usually go. I don't even know where I go. Like, I haven't had pizza in a while.
People be hating on Little Caesars, right?
Pizza Hut, maybe Domino's.
Probably. Pizza Hut is good, man.
I will say no one out pizzas the Hut though.
Yeah, I forgot Kiko loves Pizza Hut, bro.
Hell yeah.
Kiko fucking loves Pizza Hut.
When it comes to a chain, or I guess Pizza Hut's a chain, definitely Pizza Hut #1. But if you need just some drunk food or get you a hungover food type of thing, Little Caesars for $5. I think with inflation now it's like $6.50, but at this point, I mean, still that is a steal.
Kiko, when we had that like friendly get together at your place, did we get Pizza Hut? I think we did.
Yes,
right?
we did. Yes. Okay, we dialed up the Hut for real.
Okay, nice. We dialed up the Hut. All right, guys. Well, we got to get into our first topic, and of course, we got to start with the absolute banger. I got to do this for Kiko, Riley. Hot Toys Artisan Scarlet Witch. I know Kiko's DMs were probably blowing the fuck up this morning when this Wanda got announced, because I saw Natalie G, so shout out to Natalie, by the way. She even commented, she said, Kiko, you got to see this, blah, blah, blah. So she was like tagging Kiko and stuff, and I texted Kiko, and he probably seen it by the time I texted him, but it was pretty exciting. And actually, he was the first one that everyone thought of. I mean, this Scarlet Witch is pretty much tailor-made for him. And I'm gonna pull up the Artisan Scarlet Witch. I have so many tabs open, guys, so bear with me here. I might pull up. Okay, I got the right one because I have the sculpted one pulled up as well. And I was like, I can't tell from a distance which is which. But so first, Artisan Marvel Hot Toy. This is pretty exciting. This is not what we expected, but is it what we wanted? And Kiko, I want to give you the floor on this one. How shocked are we? How excited are you? What are your overall emotions surrounding this Scarlet Witch Artisan, which is 2,500 worldwide, by the way?
Boy, this is not something I saw coming, but here's a lesson for everybody out there, is that people always say, trust your head, not your heart. Well, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about what the first Artisan line was going to be for Marvel. And I said, my heart says it's going to be Wanda, but my head says Thor. And it just goes to show that your heart is where you need to follow. And my heart was full this morning. I can tell you that. I immediately said, as soon as I saw this, because I was up very early, like Riley levels of staying up, if you want to call it that. I was up super early because we were having some issues with Drago, and long story short, before I get back into the Wanda stuff. So when he goes potty around like 2 our time, it's just his thing. And we already know about the Marlboro Man that smokes behind us. We already know that story. But when he comes back in, he's supposed to just like kind of lay down and just kind of like lick on my arm, and he goes back to sleep. But sometimes he wants to lick Amy. And when he does that, that wakes her up and makes her irritated. So I'm like, okay. She's like, this was Amy. she's like, he's irritating me. And so I was like, okay. And so I pick him up and I go upstairs to the pink room. You know where that is?
Yeah, the pink room. That's right.
The pink room. And so then I sat down and just pulled out the phone just to kind of calm down. But I saw that this was posted. And my first thing is I ran over and I said, "Move over, Shin. The queen is back." That's the comment that I posted. Yeah. "Move over, Shin. The queen is back," because she is. And this is everything when you're talking about a Marvel DX, because this is a big deal. A Marvel DX figure. We've never done one before. So we'd said, okay, what's it going to be? It's got to have someone with hair. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to be an Iron Man. Naturally, you know, Iron Man's their bread and butter. It needs to have hair. And when you think about that, you think Black Widow, you think Thor, you think Wanda. But they had just done like 2 Wandas, WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. They wouldn't revisit Wanda again, would they? Apparently they would, because they not only give us Wanda, they give us the definitive Wanda Maximoff. You say, whoa, Kiko, what are you talking about? You're talking out your ass. I'm like, no. Because this outfit has appeared in 4 cinematic installments. This was first shown in Civil War. It's what she was wearing in Infinity War. It's what she was wearing in Endgame when she fights and beats Thanos. And it's what she's wearing in WandaVision when she walks out of the Hex and says, "Get off my lawn," essentially. So this, when you're thinking of Wanda, this is exactly what you think of. And it's the best version that we've seen of her in the MCU. Everyone likes the, Scarlet Witch costume from WandaVision or whatever, but this is what we've grown up with for a decade, essentially, or not grown up with, but we've spent a decade with this iteration of the character. So yeah, this is awesome. And I think, William, in your review, you were talking about how great the base is and like how I think it's kind of got like the Dark Trooper type of thing with the pulsing different versions of the base. It either glows or probably pulses in and out. I'm sure we'll see. It says 2 versions of the lights. So you get the base, but let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the big rooted hair situation. Is this going to be as good as in art? Because I saw someone like post like, all right, guys, let's time to debate. And it showed all the in art line and then it showed all the Hot Toys line and everyone's just sitting there circle jerking for the one that they like. Naturally. There's no actual debate on anything. And they always sometimes pick the worst photos for the other one, depending on which side that you're in, to say, sure. See, look, absolutely not. They even threw the Wonder Woman up there, like, see, Hot Toys can't nail this. Wonder Woman sucks, but that's not an artisan figure. It wasn't. It was previewed as having wool hair, but it was not labeled as an artisan figure. We've not gotten a actual production artisan figure yet, so we can't compare the two. We just can't right now. But this does look very good. It's got the orange hue to her hair, which I liked in Infinity War. I like it 100%. There's nothing on this that I have an issue with, including the pants, the leather, all those different things that people are worrying about. I think we want to address this because people are panicking, saying, sure. Oh, wow, boy, see in 5 years once this comes out and all the leather. I have a multitude of figures and multitudes of pleather. I don't have I take that back because we talked about this beforehand. I have one figure that is peeling on the elbow, and that's the Winter Soldier figure because it was a thin strap of pleather that went across his elbow. And admittedly, that part's flaking. But maybe it's my conditioning that I have with no humidity, different things like that. I don't have any issue with that. And I was looking at this compared to my figure because I have the original Civil War version of this. The coat, 100%, it's 100% different. Whether they're going to be different types of materials, we don't know. Everyone's like, well, they should have called out if it's going to be leather or not. We don't know. But also, I think it's tailored better. It looks like you do have a little more range of motion in the pants. The tailoring on the other one was not great. And without trying to be weird, this is more proportionally the way that she looks. And I know some people were saying that it's still not busty enough. Shame on some of these people. But I mean, this is proportionally the way she looks. And I think it looks exceptional. And here's the other big elephant in the room. Is this obtainable? 2,500 pieces. We all seen my video of me ranting about the Artisan Anakin and how I got fucked in the queue. We all know about that.
Yep.
But this one is very jokery because there is a sculpted option available, which I think some people are saying maybe looks better because the hair is the way it's going to be. There's no worrying about futzing it. So if this fails to get converted on the Artisan, you do have a back door. You have an option to get the sculpted one, which looks just as good. You got the eyes, the purse system. That's great. They're great. I think this is going to be a win. I think it's a huge home run because it allows them to do another Artisan release without the shit show that is Anakin Skywalker. I don't think you'll find another figure release that's an Artisan or anything like that was going to end up being like Anakin. I think it's safe to say he is the most desired figure that Sideshow and or Hot Toys has put out, especially with it being limited. And the numbers show that. this is good because there's 2 options. That's a fair amount. And fingers crossed, throwing it out into the universe, I like my chances. Maybe I'm just being crazy, but I'm going to try to put some good karma out there, good juju, to where put some good stuff into the universe. Maybe this comes back here. But I said that I would do whatever it takes to get that Artisan Anakin from Riley or Nick or whoever it ends up being, or just getting it in general. I believe I'll still get Anakin, but I guarantee you I will not miss out on this Wanda, one way or the other.
One way or another, you will get this. Like you said, shark, and you smell blood in the water, dude. You're
absolutely.
All
I have to do is wait out you.
That's it. Exactly, bro. But dude, Riley, I got to get to you on this one, bro. I mean, I think this Wanda is super exciting. The one thing I will say, Kiko, as far as the hair goes, this is probably as good as it's going to look. So it's going to have to, if you don't like how it looks in the promo photos, you're probably not going to like it when it's in your collection, right? You're going to have to futz it. Hot Toys probably had a photographer or stylist go professionally on this one and really make it look really good. Sure. So when you get it in hand, you got to make sure that you're willing to futz it, like, similar with my Gandalf, stuff like that. You got to make sure with rooted hair, you're willing to make those adjustments as you see fit. But that said, Riley, dude, how shocked are you? What are your overall thoughts when you woke up this morning and saw this Artisan Wanda? And also just maybe your general thoughts on the sculpted as well. What do you think?
Yeah, so I was honestly really shocked. I didn't expect them to go with Wanda as their first DX artist in Marvel. I mean, and Kiko gave a good point. I didn't even think of this is the first just official DX Marvel. I don't even know why I didn't consider that. I didn't realize.
I didn't either. That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's really exciting, and the fact that it is Scarlet Witch, I know a lot of people are hyped about this. It looks amazing. What more could I say about it? The rooting looks really great. You talked about it. The base, I think that's one of the coolest bases they've ever done. It looks amazing. Like, I really do like it. People will be able to do some really sick poses. They can get like the Thanos and just have, they can do some cool stuff. That's all I know for sure. But it's a great figure. The likeness is great. And I love how they had the sculpted one. This is one that this is like what I was talking about with the Anakin. There wouldn't have been so much slack and so much hatred towards Hot Toys if they offered that sculpted Anakin. So it's kind of weird how every other one got a sculpted but him. So I don't know what they're going to do. We already have those theories for the Ahsoka show. I mean, I think it's definite we're going to get a sculpted Anakin, but it's weird how they didn't do it at the original start with the root. Maybe they're waiting for Ahsoka. Maybe we'll see. But overall, I think it's really amazing. I don't think I'm going to hunt for this. It's not going to be one that I'm particularly interested in, but my God, I can appreciate it. It's really great. The sculpted also looks good. I do think, I mean, in my eyes, the rooted looks like the superior one. Definitely. I think it looks way better, but the sculpted one is not like a bad sculpted version. It's still pretty decent. So anyone getting this, I am happy for, but yeah, not for me, but it's they got the heat here. It's really great.
It's a banger. So guys, what do you think, before we wrap up on this topic, what do you think? So say you like Wanda as a character, maybe you have the WandaVision version, maybe you have the Multiverse of Madness version. What would you guys generally recommend? For me, I'm with you, Kiko. I think, to me, look, as of now, this is the definitive Wanda. This is the outfit, like you said, she wore in the most films. To me, I think the definitive Wanda is the Wanda that fought Thanos and won. And that, to me, is this Wanda. And look, the other bases, candles, all that shit, pretty cool. This is the coolest Wanda base we've gotten thus far. I think this is a really cool diorama base. This is the best Wanda head sculpt that we've gotten. I think, honestly, the Multiverse of Madness one is really, really good. WandaVision one, pretty good. That turned out pretty nice. However, this one, I really like this. With the rooted hair, though, it's not going to be for everyone. Everyone's got to make that decision and determination, see if they want to fight for it. But Kiko, I know for you, you're just going to have every Wanda. But for most collectors who really just want one, I mean, would you make an argument this would be the definitive one?
I would think so, because it's the best body. We're not trying to be weird, but it's the best body proportions. It really is. Yeah. And I think it's the best tailoring, the best sculpt that you see. And to answer some of the people in the chat, just to give you some Marvel lore, if that's okay. It's been 8 years since Civil War. And so that's 8 years that we've seen this outfit, essentially. And they're like, well, it was done in 2019 or whatever was the end of 2019 was the end of Endgame. What also WandaVision was 2022, and she wore that then. So it's only been like 2 years removed from this outfit. And going back to, was she the Scarlet Witch in Endgame? She was never referred to as the Scarlet Witch until Agatha confirmed that with her in WandaVision. So she's always been labeled as the Scarlet Witch on all marketing and everything like that, but she's always been Wanda in the show and in the movies and things like that. She was never referred to as the Scarlet Witch. She was just the Maximoff twins. So yeah, I mean, we all know her to be the Scarlet Witch, certainly, but that's pretty damn good. And for anybody out there, it's like, well, I don't think I'll get it. Well, get in the queue for me then, and let me get it then.
I'm doing it.
Riley, get one for Kiko, bro.
I mean, if Riley's got that special juice in in his mouse that works it out to, or wherever he's pre-ordering, It worked with Anakin. So I don't want me to, if I get in all my devices and I'm like 37,000 in line, I'm going to lose.
37,000.
So please help me,
Wait,
everybody.
I have a question, Kiko.
Yes.
I have a question. What would you trade if you got a Wanda, would you trade that for an Anakin or would you keep Wanda? Like if you had to choose?
Well, I have Artisan Joker, and I would trade Artisan Joker straight up for this. I'd take
No,
the
but I'm
loss
saying
of
like
that.
if you had to choose like Anakin or Wanda.
Oh, I told that
you?
to Will. It would probably be Wanda because I have so many
Okay.
Anakins and they all kind of look
That's
the
true.
same.
Right. And you're probably going to get a sculpted Anakin from Ahsoka, I would assume.
Yeah.
Or worst case, there will be another Anakin in 2 years for the anniversary.
Yeah.
Riley, as a casual Wanda fan like yourself, you had to have one Wanda. Would this be it, or would you go for one of the ones that are closer to release or out?
Nah, yeah. To me, I'm with you guys. I think this is the one where if you had the original ones, if you love Wanda enough, I think I'm just gonna say I think you should just dump the old ones and just go with this one. This is the ultimate one to me. This is what I would say for even the Anakin. I'm a huge Anakin fan. I would sell all the original ones just to get that Artisan because I just think that is peak Anakin Skywalker, and right here, this is peak Wanda. So I'm all in for this one for sure.
Right. This is really cool, guys. I mean, I'm with you, Riley. I think in general, I'd probably do the same. I mean, the multiverse one, I think looks really, really good. That one does look great. Yeah. And I love Wanda in that film, but this Endgame one, bro, this is the one. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to try to get this Artisan Wanda. I'm going to try. And, you know, I think this is one I would keep too, not just for review or whatever. Like, I'm going to get it. And I think this is one I would keep. Like, I really have wanted a Wanda. And I think this one is kind of pushing me over the edge. This one's pretty fucking cool. So, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I mean, we have a pretty close poll right now. About 54% are saying they're not going to pick up this Wanda or not try to. So it's a little bit more no than yes right now. But
I would like it to be 100% in the chat saying they're going to help me get it. That's all I can.
Yeah, there you go. Someone help Kiko get this. I mean, and like always, like with the others, I will try to live stream it if I can get away from work. They probably do it at noon every time Eastern, like, you know, what they tend to do with the other ones. So if I can get away, I will try to live stream it for you guys again and just have fun with it. You know, it's cool. It's a fun experience. So I think overall, you know, I'm really excited about it. I'm glad there's a sculpted version. I see none of them are up on Sideshow yet. So I'm assuming Sideshow will eventually announce the Artisan pre-order date, just like they have with the others. So, but normally, like you guys have seen, a couple weeks, something like that, it'll probably be up there. And then you can kind of go from there. So yeah, this is pretty interesting. Let's talk about something else here. And this is a banger. Maybe not to Riley, but we're gonna find that out. So we got to talk about this. The Spider-Man Hot Toys, Spider-Man 3 Black Suit Peter Parker. This is the one that comes in two different versions. You have a deluxe version and a standard version. And there's also like the exclusive version with that special sort of Venom head or whatever. This is a figure that most people sort of theorize as soon as Hot Toys put out that video saying, hey, y'all, we got Spider-Man 3. And I think you're going to like what we got for you. Because Hot Toys knows that Spider-Man 3, or Spider-Man in general, is a hot ticket. People want it. People want to watch it. People want to talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man's hot, and he always has been and probably always will be. He's one of the most popular superheroes. I would argue maybe top 3 if you walked up to someone on the street and said, name me 3 superheroes. They'd probably say Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. Those are probably the 3 of the most iconic, popular, most well-known superheroes you could think of. And Kiko, I got to ask you the question, bro. This Spider-Man, is this everything you expected it to be, or is it a disappointment? What's your overall thoughts?
For those saying this is a disappointment, I am so sorry of the delusion that you live in. So Riley and Nick, I was chatting with Nick yesterday, and I'm talking with him in the chat right now. I was talking with him. He was super hyped about it. He's like, shit, man, we're gonna get the pizza scooter. I was like, I guarantee you, man, we're gonna get Bully Maguire. I guarantee you they're gonna use that head sculpt. And what do you know? The next day, here this is. And look, guys, you guys just heard me gush over the Wanda stuff. This is your Wanda. I get that. All right. This is your Wanda. It means that much to you. And you know every intricacy about it in detail. You know the eyes, the fabric paint and way things lift up here and there. But at what point are you sitting there with like a checklist and a little calculator and just going through all your notes saying, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck? Like
that's literally
that's Riley and Nick, bro.
No,
like I know. And I was like, come on, man. Like, look how good this looks. And I even asked Nick, I was like, man, you don't tell me you're actually going to not display that head sculpt. And he's like, no, I'm going to put it on another body. I'm going to put it on another body. You know, that way I can have, you know, the dancing Bully Maguire, emo Spidey, emo Peter. I'm like, okay, well, good luck trying to get the neck fabric off to put it on your John Wick costume or whatever, because that's something you have to deal with too. Now, going back to the things that aren't good, people are freaking out like, why is Tom Hardy's head on there? The Tom Hardy Venom.
Tom Hardy's head.
I'll give you that. That is a very odd choice because that is not the Raimiverse. I'll give you that. That's fair.
Yeah.
But if you are nitpicking the eye lenses and things like that, Nick and Riley specifically, I'm going to cede the floor to you so that you can tell me a little bit more. And then I saw people saying, can't believe it. The tendrils are out. There was no tendrils like this, things like that. The tendrils aren't right. Riley, I'm going to cede the floor to you, but I think this is an absolute win. You get purrs. You get an incredible head sculpt. You get a black suit Spidey. You get something from Spider-Man 3, which is awesome. And I don't know if we're going to get another opportunity to talk more about the strategy behind this. Will, is that another topic? Because since all the topics changed.
Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, but Spider-Man 3 is not even a good movie, and and people are.
I will
so
cede the floor. Nick, Riley, please.
I
let the Kiko disagree.
Go ahead,
Riley, bro. You're Spider-Man expert. Go ahead, Riley.
Bro, I'm putting my dukes up. I'm not putting myself down. Nick said I'm going to go soft.
Nick said you were going to be too soft. I don't think that's going to be the case, though.
I don't know, man. Like I said, this. I posted my teaser video and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, there's no way they're going back to Spider-Man 3. I would have never thought this is like a dream come true. Cannot wait to see this. This is crazy. I'm going to get my definitive Tobey, but I'm sorry, man. I just can't. I can't do it. Will's an idiot. I love that. Yeah. I can't do it. Kiko, there's some certain.
If that's the case, then don't buy it. I do not want to see this on pre-order. Then, if you have that much issues, don't you dare pre-order this.
Yeah, Riley, don't pull that shit.
All right. So Nick even wrote me a list. He wanted to make sure. So shout out to Nick. He wanted to make sure he wasn't on the stream, but he said, Riley, you got to make sure to talk your shit about the Spider-Man. So personally, I want to say yes, the sculpt. I'm going to talk about the good. The sculpt is amazing. Like they really nailed it. It's actually wasn't by Hot Toys, it's made by Yixi, the other guy he makes third party stuff, I think, or he's a custom sculptor. So that's interesting. Sculpt is amazing. It's like a 9.5. They killed it. So that was really nice. I also like that little extra special edition Venom. Not this one. We talked about this. I'm sorry, guys. I know people are like, oh my God, this is so cool, but like it's the Tom Hardy one. They didn't change it. It's the same. It's the same one as It's literally doesn't make any sense. Hot Toys, we talk about it. We pay $300 or $400 almost for some figures, and we want the most accurate screen representation figures. And to me, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know what that was about. The other special edition that was cool, like where it has that little goo on the side with his face. That one's cool. But like I said, there's a bunch of things that are wrong with this. And like I said, because I have this figure, like I basically have it. That's the issue I had. I was so hyped because I was like, I don't know if you guys have seen my videos where I have the original Tobey black suit, and it's on a Fison body. It's on a custom body because it needs to be a little bit buffer because I don't like the way the original one looks. It looks really bad. But a lot of the suit is the same from that made of like 10 years ago. That's why I was so excited to see a new one because I was like, there's going to be so many changes. I cannot wait. Hopefully.
It's the No Way Home suit in black. Don't you want them to match on the shelf?
But the No Way Home one is inaccurate. It's not the same suit from Spider-Man 3.
It's a No Way Home suit. I understand that. It's 15 years later. So yes, I understand they're going to reuse, but come on now.
That's what I'm saying. That's another thing. They just reused the No Way Home mask, which is, again, it's just not accurate to the Spider-Man 3 version. I know maybe I'm just too much of a Raimi lover, too much of a Tobey fan, but the mask is just too off for me. It threw me off.
The mask is too. What is off? Because the lenses. The eyes. What is Kiko. Off?
You need to look up a photo of Spider-Man 3.
I saw you
post
do
it right now.
No, I saw you post it. You're like, look at these thin lenses or something like that. And you're like, and then someone said that's the difference in a prop suit and a hero suit. Is that what someone said?
Yeah, something like that. I saw that, but regardless, where's Daniel when I need him? Daniel knows. Daniel's for he's the one all about the accurate. Yeah, he's gone. Where's he?
Is there anybody that is going to walk in to your room and be like, "Who the fuck is that? What is that black? What is that black blob? That's not Spider-Man."
Okay, I get it. Okay, so there's certain this is a good like controversial topic because I know this was something with the Gandalf that people talk about because the pant print, how it's annoying, how it's
which I also think is silly too.
Okay, to me, I agree with that. I think stuff like that, like pant prints or like something that you literally can't see or like a script of a book inside a letter of a book. I don't care about that stuff, but I just think when you're seeing the mask for it, I think they gotta nail it more. And to me, I don't think they did it. And we talk about this. Hot Toys are all known about accuracy and screen representation, and it just isn't accurate. It's the No Way Home mask. They just repainted it, and it's just, to me, when we pay $300 for these things, it might be a controversial take. Look at that. Does it really look that close to the one we just have? That you can even tell the eyes. There's supposed to be gunmetal silver around the eyes. They didn't include that. I just think the eyes are really, really different to the Tobey we see here, but maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm too much of a Raimi fan, but I just think it looks off. It's not exactly the same. But that said, you don't have a black suit like I have, I already have a black suit. This is going to be your best bet. There's nothing else you're going to get. This is what they did. It is what it is. It sucks.
So you're not going to get this, right?
I'm probably not going to get it because I
don't
already have that one.
Okay, good. I don't want to see it on your shelf.
I mean, unless I did sell this old one.
Stick to your word.
Maybe I will because I'm just really disappointed. What else? Because he gave me notes. It's not buff enough in the film. That's what Nick said. He said they're missing muscle shading from the suit to add depth. That's what he told me. And it has the Tom Hardy Venom sculpt. I don't know. I'm just saying it's controversial. I know. Maybe I'm just too much of a fan. I get it. But for other people, I know people were so hyped about this. And I was too. But I was just maybe
what's wrong, Riley? Gonna cry?
Kiko's gonna put some dirt in your eye, Riley. At this point, but
no.
So
I
Riley,
get it.
You make valid points because when you look at this picture and then you look at the suit, yes, the eye lenses are certainly different. No doubt about it. They're a little more in line with the typical Spider-Man suit.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I know this is still a really cool figure. Like I already said, like I still think it's dope. It's an amazing figure, but I'm a little disappointed because it's not accurate to Spider-Man 3, the actual film. And I think when Hot Toys does stuff like this, like another thing, I can bring this up right here. This also annoys me because I just love Spider-Man so much. The eyes on this Andrew Garfield are wrong. It's gray when it's supposed to be white in the movie. So, and that just annoys me because like that's such a easy thing for them to fix. And they had another shot to do it in their second version of Andrew, which was a year ago, and they announced it, and they just kept it the same. For me, that stuff like that just kind of like.
Well, I'm wondering if that was a licensing thing, right? They had to keep the figure pretty much exactly the same.
No, I know. Well, yeah, maybe. But I'm saying in the movie of the original movie, he had those white eyes.
Because we know that they were aware of it because it's white on the promo box. So
exactly,
maybe it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I think so. Like it's like they had to release the exact same figure and they could not change a single detail almost or something. Like I don't know. I don't know. But I don't know
because they couldn't even put the same accessories in because they gave Lizard the little thing.
Right, Lizard got his own.
They couldn't even give you the
figure.
Accessories piece.
Yeah,
right.
So I think the theory lines up. I mean, I think it seems to make sense. And Riley, you make valid points, bro. But just when looking at this from a casual Spider-Man 3 fan or whatever, like I'm looking at this, I'm like, this looks really fucking good. But I mean, if you're that attentive to the small little details, of course there could be things here or there. Like and I've said this about Gandalf, right? With I love collecting Weekly Zach and his passion for Gandalf. Like the prints on the pan don't mean shit to me. Like it's a very minor detail, and I get you're paying a lot for the figure, but you're never gonna see it ever. Like it's like John was even saying on the live stream, he was saying that like in the film, they couldn't even really find references for that. Like it's like barely even evident in the film or if at all. So with this is a little bit different. I get that eye lens is very visible. Sure. But
it's just a little weird because I don't know. Like the figure. Yeah. Like I said, it looks amazing, but like, I just don't see like why that even happens. Is it just that they're flat out just lazy and they're just like, let's just repaint the No Way Home one? Or did they just not watch the source material? Maybe they rushed it out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just have questions. Like, I don't really get why. Because Hot Toys are all about just like I said, like what we see on the screen. And to me, this one just isn't accurate to what we saw on the screen. It's a fact. It's not.
So Riley, but when I'm looking the Venom head, Riley, like, so I get what you're saying, the Tom Hardy thing. But if I'm looking at the Spider-Man 3 Venom, it's not that different. It looks almost exactly the same to me. Like that's.
I mean, a symbiote can take whatever shape it wants to.
The symbiote looks. That's better. Like if we look at that photo on the far right, and then we look at this, I mean, that's like. I mean, that's pretty fucking close. I mean, that's
fair.
Like even if it's Tom Hardy, that's like that's a super small discrepancy there. I mean, that's And to me, that it's Venom. Like that's that's just to me. Like without the rest of Venom's body, you wouldn't even really know it's Tom Hardy's version because they pretty much have the same eye system. To me, it looks like it's similar. Like
it's
it looks
the eyes that are a little off, but I'm just too much of a probably super fan and to catch these things because like I said, for casual people, they probably just don't care at all. And they're like, Riley, why are you crying about this? Like I get it. But me and Nick, we just love the Spider-Man 3 movie. So when I saw this 10 years after,
I mean, how much do you love it? Obviously, because you're requesting pizza scooters, so obviously you do.
Nick does. Well, Riley, I'd be willing to bet because look, Riley, this is still better than the alternative. No, of not having one. So I mean, I'd be willing to bet that you and Nick will still end up buying this. Unfortunately,
that's what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll just sell.
Yeah, I think you probably will because I think this is probably a lot better than the older one. So even though it's not perfect, it's still better. So
proportions and the joints, they're gonna be 50 times better for sure. 100%. Right. I'm just talking about screen accuracies and stuff like that. Just kind of bugs me a bit. And like I said, the Andrew, that's another thing. I got the new Andrew and I'm just like, why aren't the eyes white, man? That's just bummed me out a little. But you know what?
Right.
I might just be too much of a fan, but I get it. This is still exciting though. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm still
No,
hyped about
dude, I get it. And you want to hold Hot
Toys
Toys and all these companies to high standards. I get it.
And never apologize for being too much of a fan. Don't ever apologize.
Nah,
for that.
dude.
So I appreciate
you want
that, for
perfection.
sure.
Yeah.
You know, you're as close to it as possible.
No, I love Kiko finding me over. It's hilarious.
But Nick saying that you're paying $400 plus for a mediocre product, I think that's a little.
I think that's a little exaggeration. Yeah, exaggerated. Because mediocre in the sense,
semi-accurate product. Guess you got to do what you got to do.
Mediocre in the sense that it has some inaccuracies, but if you look at the quality of the figure, it's not mediocre. Like if you look at the presence of the figure.
I don't know, but I just feel like for Hot Toys, you're supposed to get the most screen accurate. This just isn't it, and you're paying premium for that. So
that's fair. Maybe it's the head sculpt that's winning people over. Then
it would be an interesting combo because how far are we willing to push like accuracies and certain intricacies? Because it's a controversial topic for sure.
Right. Yeah, it is. And for me, you know, like I'm a very casual Raimi fan or at all. I mean, like I haven't watched the films in years. I don't have a super attachment to them or anything. But yeah, I mean, I to me, this figure looks great, but I get the inaccuracies you're pointing out, Riley, sort of with the mask and the eyes and the Venom head and stuff like that. But and I see some of the chat saying the eyes are way off. Like I get, to me, it's the same picture. Like it's like that Office meme, bro. That's to me what I see. Like I see very similar.
You to find the difference in these two pictures.
Right, exactly. Like you guys are gonna have to explain to me. Like the eyes look very similar, maybe slightly different.
That's what I'm saying. It's for the diehards. They can see it, like I said. But like for the casual people, they don't really notice that things. But hopefully I did well, Nick. I know you're out there watching, so hopefully I talked bad enough about this figure. He's in shambles, man.
Yeah, I know. I get it. And look, I get it.
Nick's had a rough week because he's gotten this. He got the Doc Ock, which is less than thrilling. The Goblin release, which wasn't that great as far as the Defoe face. So
yeah.
I did get the Andrew and Lizard though. I got the Andrew and Lizard and it's fire. The new one. It is a dope figure. It has the accurate eyes, like I said, but it's still fire. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Well, and like right now, I mean, look, it's Hot Toys. I ran a poll, 94 votes, 81% said this figure is good. So
there you go. So
I think unless you're a super diehard, most people are going to be like, this looks great. But I get the attention to detail you guys have because you love Spider-Man. You know, I could be like that with Loki and Kylo. I'm sure I get that. You know, I was never a huge deal, but like with Kylo, with the Hot Toys, they never painted his helmet with chrome. That was a mistake in my eyes.
Right.
That's what it is, right? So it's chrome and it's supposed to be a little shiny like that. And Hot Toys just chose to paint it with sort of this flat sort of silver, and it just never looked as good as I thought it could. Like considering they painted Mando with chrome and Phasma and other stuff like that. So yeah,
right.
And I still bought the figure. I still love it. So I think, look, I appreciate you, Riley. Hold them to a high standard, all of them, but I bet you'll still buy it. I bet you'll still
I might still buy it.
Not if I'm on this chat, he won't.
Yeah, Kiko's gonna guilt trip you into not doing it. Batman Collectibles, thanks so much, bro. He said, all I'm saying, Riley, is the Batman release this week didn't look like Pattinson. Oh, shots fired. Are you talking about the J&D Batman?
Oh, he might be. No, I already said that. Yeah, the unmasked, it's not the most ideal. Like I said, I don't know which. Oh no. I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the tactical suit Batman because he wants the Batman to be released. Because everyone's mad. They're like, why isn't the Pattinson released? But they dropped the tactical suit. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Batman Collectibles, thanks so much, bro, for the super chat, bro. Super generous. Appreciate you, man. And guys, we got to keep it rolling. And there's something I want to talk about here before we jump back to the massive Hot Toys announcements that we got in the last 24 hours. But there's something I think that's pretty exciting, and I hope Daniel appears. I think if you say InArt 3 times, then he will show up. But that's at least the rumor. So there's InArt Superman PO coming this Monday. So I want to speculate about this. As of now, I've not seen any information out there about what this is going to cost. I've seen that they have updated the head sculpt. They've updated the suit a little bit from what I've seen. And hair appears to be sculpted from what they've said. So it's sculpted. Let's sort of speculate at least. We could see Monday. Kit did tell me, by the way, he will be able to give us a code. So I will have a code for that. I will have a code that I can share with people. I think it's probably going to be $10, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to share that on Monday when the PO drops. But let's speculate. Kiko, what are you speculating with this Superman? Do you think collectors are really going to buy into this for one? Are you speculating that it's going to be a reasonable price? What are you thinking we're going to end up with here on Monday?
I really don't know because I've seen so many of these already with like the Justice League. Everyone's going to pile on me now at this point. I'm just so sick of seeing the stuff that we've already seen. Like, yes, I love my in-art Joker. Can you believe I just said that, by the way? I love my in-art Joker, the Ledger Joker, and I know J&D's can potentially has a big iconic character. We've seen all this stuff before. And for all the people that said that, talking about inaccuracies, damn, those Justice League and Hot Toys versions of Superman, they're terrible. Damn, this is the one I finally want. Yes, it looks good. I think the laser eyes look really, really good, but I just don't feel like the hype is there for this at all. And maybe it's because this isn't the Superman going forward. This is kind of a legacy Superman, which is crazy to even say at this point. But I feel like the hype for in-art Gandalf was there. Same with Aragorn. Joker was through the roof. Even Harry Potter, to agree, people were talking about it. But after they showed like the tease of the cape, and then they showed like, okay, you haven't really heard much about this, have you? At least I haven't. Like, these people were like really clamoring to have this. I mean, we don't know about like bases. There's a lot that they still need to show, I feel, in order to pre-order something. I'm not about to put up money for something based off one head sculpt, that they showed me. I don't know. Not for me by any means, but I feel like this is going to be a real soft, put your money where your mouth is type of thing. If this is going to be your Superman, well, go get it, because I don't think anyone's lining up for this.
So you think Harry Potter levels? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame to say, because when you were talking a minute ago, the three most iconic superheroes, if you walk down the street, will say Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman. Those are the three.
Yep.
And here's a figure that kind of just has gotten, and maybe it's just the fall of the DCU and all that, because I mean, it is in shambles. You want to talk about Nick being in shambles right now? That
DC is much worse off. Yeah.
I mean, the Blue Beetle, the Aquaman 2, I mean, it's going nowhere. So do you really want something from a franchise that ultimately fizzled out? Do you want to have, think about this. The last appearance of Cavill as Superman is in fucking Black Adam in an after credit scene.
That's
is
true.
That what you want to be remembered as? Is this your king? Is this your king? Damn, is all I can say.
Kiko's hurting my heart today.
I don't know, man.
He's trying to hurt you, Riley. But Riley, Kiko makes a very valid point. And Riley's, for those who are not uninitiated, like Riley's a huge fan of Superman Cavill. Cavill is a huge deal to him. Yeah. And that's something that, we've talked about on numerous occasions. I will say though, with you, Kiko, I'm with you, man. I do think this is going to be, look, it's in the past DC. Is he iconic yet? I don't know. Is he Reeves level? Not yet. Right. But I do think this could be something people are interested in, but it's still Superman at the end of the day, and it's still a popular character, but albeit a discontinued one. Riley, what do you think, man? Is this going to be something you pick up? I don't think it's going to be as high as people are speculating. I think depending upon the base, I think it might be like $400, $425. I don't know. But since it's sculpted, it'd be a little lower in price. What do you think?
Right. Well, for me, firstly, yeah, this is definitely going to be a dopo. I'm getting this one for sure. I actually had the Hot Toys, the blue and red suit and the black suit, and I sold both of them once they started showing teasers of this, because I was just like, you know what? I'm going to dump that out. I just think that the NR one's probably going to be better. It's newer one. Likeness probably looks better. And I was always never, I know you said that, Will, I was never really a big fan of the Cavill likeness on the Hot Toys. I always kind of thought it was like, it's like an 8 out of 10 or 7.5. It wasn't anything crazy, but I think this is better. This isn't maybe perfect, but I think it is better than the Hot Toys. And like Kiko said, I do get what he's saying. This is not maybe one of the most like crazy characters, but I don't think that this is Harry Potter level. I think that this is going to be one where people are going to step up to bat for sure. I think people will pick this up. Henry Cavill and the whole Justice League with Snyder and everything. There's a lot of hype there. There's a lot of very, very passionate fans on that side of the book, and they're not going anywhere. They're going to keep putting the hashtag restore the Snyderverse, even though it's pretty much dead at this point. But they'll keep the faith alive. I can't wait for this. I think it's great. They actually changed it. I believe the logo of the S, or the the hope symbol, is actually bigger. It was smaller when we saw it at the Shanghai event. I think it was the Wonder, something like that. But yeah, it was smaller. Now it's bigger. It's more accurate. And maybe they tweaked the sculpt, because to me it looks a little bit different than what we saw. Unless
it's definitely
just
a different one. Yeah.
I was gonna say they updated it because it looks better. It looks really good. And I know a lot of people were saying the evil one was way better. I'm probably agreeing with that. That one was really cool looking. I can't wait to see this. I think it's gonna be really great. I'm definitely going to be picking it up. And yeah, Monday, I just.
But at what price point? What if they put something out there to where you're like, whoa, wasn't expecting that? Is there anything that would keep you from doing it?
If it's like 600 or maybe something like that.
I mean, honestly, for me, since I'm such a big fan, I don't care. I'd pay 600 for a Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
Superman,
Riley's a huge Cavill fan, bro.
But
yeah.
for other people, maybe they'd be like, okay, yeah, that did kind of catch me off guard. Maybe I was expecting like 400. But I mean, like I said, this is sculpted, then it looks really good. It almost looks rooted. They did a good job on the.
It does,
here.
doesn't it? It took me a while to even think about it. I was like, is this rooted? Is it sculpted?
Right.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It's like you said, it doesn't really make sense for them to do rooted because he has such small hair. It doesn't really seem that noticeable. But like I said, I would imagine this is gonna be like 400 to 450. But if it's more than that, who knows? Maybe it'd be a crazy base. But I think they have him like flying with a pole. They're doing some new things. So yeah, we're gonna see Monday. But I'm excited for sure.
Because it could be Riley. The only way it would be something like that is if he had a massive base or something. If he had like a big rock base, it's crazy diorama or something, which there probably will be an extensive diorama, but we've not seen any of it. What accessories would he really come with?
I was gonna say he wouldn't really have anything. Maybe the kryptonite, but other than that, like
like
nothing else.
Because this is a BVS, right?
Yeah. So maybe like the spear,
maybe the spear, something like that. Like maybe a few things like that. I mean, that'd probably be
come with a lot of empty movie seats.
Yeah,
it goes with that exactly, Kiko. But yeah, I'm excited. I want to see what people, if they support this figure. I mean, I do think I really liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I was not hugely invested into the DC or this character, but I thought he was a great performer and he did the role justice. So I really did like what he did there. But I'm interested to see, will people support this, considering they've pretty much not supported DC for years now. I mean, it's been, if you look at the DC box office, Riley, DC films have been struggling for years. Like it's not a COVID thing, really. It goes before then. It predates that. I mean, there was Aquaman and Joker and Batman, but the other ones didn't do so hot.
Yeah, but I feel like this just goes beyond that. To me, I think there's a lot of people who agree. Cavill, he really did represent the character perfectly. I think he was amazing. I think he was really good. So I think that, like, I know the movies don't do as well, but I think people they more look at like the character of Henry Cavill and how he portrayed it, and a lot of people like it. So I think it's going to be an exciting one for sure.
Yeah. I think so too, man. I think it's going to be exciting. I'm excited for you, Riley, and I'm going to be picking this one up too, at least for review, and then I'll see whether I want to hold on to it or not. But it could just be a really good figure, and maybe I will. But we got Nick in the chat. Thanks so much, bro, for the super chat. He said, quote, "No one cares about Spider-Man 3, but it's cool when InArt makes a figure from a literally dead universe." Nick is spicy today, bro.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone said, maybe someone in the chat said, but I didn't say no one cares about Spider-Man 3. I just said Spider-Man 3 is not good, but I haven't watched I haven't watched it in a while. So maybe
Bill also said Star Wars is okay. So
yeah, it's true, yeah. I mean, it is. It's okay. I mean, Ahsoka though, Dave Filoni is cooking, bro. Dave Filoni is cooking.
I can't wait till the next episode.
Me too, man. It's like, that's when you know it's a good show, Riley. Every week you're like, I can't wait till the next episode drops, bro. Nice. That's Ahsoka right now, dude. Thrawn was fucking sick, dude. That was, it was awesome. I won't spoil anything, but okay. So we got a 99 super chat from Luis. Thank you so much, bro. No comment, just an amazing generosity there being on display there. So thank you so much, Luis, for the generous super chat, bro. Very much appreciate you for contributing to the channel. Thanks, man, for joining us. And yeah, Safel said Will also likes the sequels. I always get shit on for that, dude. Just give it 10 to 15 years. I've argued with this about
that is some fake news.
And
we're not going to revisit that, but that is some fake news.
When I go to Tennessee, we're going to talk about it. We'll film it, Kiko, and then we'll put it on YouTube. I know Kiko put me in the pink room again. So yeah, but guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. We got another announcement. It's actually, and it was funny because people on Instagram saw this. I put up the preview video because I woke up really early, saw the announcements, dropped the whole preview video, got to work, was on my phone, and I was like, fuck, dude, they dropped another one. I already posted the preview video, and then they were like, well, here's Prowler too. And I was like, God damn it, dude. Someone commented and they were like, make another video. I was like, dude, I'm in an all-staff meeting all day today. So not gonna happen. But Riley, we all knew, Riley, I'm gonna let you start on this one because as a Spider-Man aficionado that you are, because I was telling Kiko this. The kids, bro. The kids love Spider-Man.
Yes.
And you are still in the young age, bro. You're an adult technically in the eyes of the law, but but I will say that you're still at that young age, bro. And the young age, Nick's in there too. But they love Spider-Man, bro. And now we got a Prowler, Miles Morales, from the very end of Spider-Verse 2 Across the Spider-Verse. We all knew this was coming, just a matter of time. Riley, how exciting is this figure for you? And what do you think collectors are going to do in terms of reacting to this type of announcement?
I think this is a really cool and great announcement, honestly. I mean, I was in the same boat as you, Will. I was so late where I was at, and I made the 2 videos like and I was like, all right, I'm done. It's like freaking 3 or 4 a.m. And then they dropped it, and then people were like, Riley, you gotta make your video. I was like, fuck that. I'm going to bed. I can't, man.
We're going to bed, dude.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do a whole separate video on just him. But regardless, it's really great. It's actually funny when they dropped the Spider-Punk, when they first dropped it, because it was, like you said, it was before the new Prowler Miles came out. the description of the Spider-Punk was the Miles Morales, this suit, which was funny. So they basically kind of teased you're already going to get. Yeah, they messed up the caption. And I noticed that, and it was funny. I made my video and I was like, oh, they messed up. They made it secret, but then they dropped it like an hour after. So it didn't even matter. But regardless, this looks really cool. I'm happy about it. I'm still tempted if I'm picking this up or not. I thought it was really cool ending. I think he's going to have a great story arc in the next film. We just kind of saw a glimpse of him, obviously, but the suit looks great. The sculpt also looks really good. I'm excited about it. And like you said, there's a lot of Spider-Man is just super popular at the moment. I feel like every time you do like content based around Spider-Man, it just explodes. Like
it does.
It's really popular, especially with the game coming out now. It's everywhere, man. Video games, figures, stuff like that. But yeah, it's a really exciting time to be a Spider-Man fan. And it's also, like I said, a very, very scary time. If you're one like me who picks up a lot of Spideys, you got to make some huge sacrifices in your collection, because I am running out of room, man. I still don't even have like the end of the No Way Home stuff. We got Across the Spider-Verse coming. We got that Spider-Punk who looks also really badass. A lot of Spider-Man stuff. So like I said, you got to make a list. You got to figure out what you're going to do, because I got to do that very soon. I'm like this one. This is going to be one where I'm waiting right now. It's not going to be definitive pickup, but I'm very tempted because I think he's going to be really great in the next movie. And yeah, I mean, the sculpt's great. The body's great. Everything else, it just looks like a really, really solid filler. I like how they're doing more of these Across the Spider-Verse. You can do like, they can honestly do like 30 announcements from this film. There's infinite amount they can do. And they might have to, like you said, with the writer's strike, with movies now not performing as well, they're just going to have to look at these really popular and just jaw-dropping movies and just say, you know what, we're going to do a whole line of them. So I'm excited.
Well, right, that's why it makes sense, honestly, when you think of that context, why they did Wanda. Because they were like, this is an iconic character from an iconic film, Endgame, Artisan, Kiko, and jump in here on this one. I mean, this Miles Morales is still a very popular film, but it's Spider-Man. So they're going to make as much Spider-Man's the new Iron Man. Maybe he always was. I don't know. What do you think?
Let's not get out of control here. But
dude, Spider-Man's hot, man.
Right before we got on here, I was chatting with my buddy, Justin. I think you met him. But I had said that I liked Into the Spider-Verse, but I felt Across the Spider-Verse did not hit for me. And everyone's like, oh my God. Well, I never said that the animation wasn't top tier. I felt the story was sloppy. It was too long, and it just didn't hit like the first one did for me. Okay. I cannot deny that the visuals and the aesthetic, I mean, look at that suit. Aesthetically, it is badass. That picture they just showed a minute ago where he's like standing with his arms crossed, that's sick. Yeah. But with these, having owned the Spider-Gwen or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want these animation figures because they just do not fit with the rest of my display at all. Now, granted, they've made a lot more of them and will be making a lot more of them, so you can have the whole line together if you want to go with the animation route. So they might look better, but to me, this is just something I just can't go down. There's just too many of them. It's almost like I almost regret how many video game Spider-Man suits that I have. I've told you this, the Antioch suit is one of my figures I hate the most, just because it's just not great. I mean, it was cool, yellow and black, whatever. But I'm like, why do I have so many Spider? And then Iron Spider, the one with from the game as well, is a top 3 worst figure in my collection. And I think just because it has the Spider-Man on it doesn't mean that it's a surefire seller by any means. But they got me a couple times for sure, and that's why I have stupid figures that, you know, in all honesty, I probably need to move them out if they're causing me that much angst when I walk into the collection room. I can use that space for something else. I know people are really excited about these. I think that they really, you want to talk about shelf presence, they stand out. Maybe not presence because they're not big, but they have a look to them to where they are, whoa, what is that? People will look at that, especially the bright colors. We're talking about the Ahsoka figures, and we'll probably get to that eventually, but Ahsoka and the Rebel characters are known for their bright colors. They pop. These all pop. I will not deny that. But you need to see, like, how do these fit in the rest of your collection? Do you want just one of them? Because I feel like you can't just have one. You know, I don't think there's any person out there that says, yeah, just give me the Miles Prowler and that's good for me. You're going to need an accompaniment piece because, let's be honest, if you've not seen the movie or you've not heard anything about it, you have no idea who the fuck this is. And they're like, is that the Blue Beetle from that new DC movie that just
no one knows who that is either.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that. Now, give me Childish Gambino Prowler, and we could maybe talk it. I think that'd be cooler because it fits with my aesthetic of kind of live action figures and such like that. But I'm very excited for the people that are super hyped for this. But I just don't care. I mean, they look cool, but it's not something I'm going to run down at all.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. I do think this is really cool though with the purple. It has a really nice pop on a shelf, I feel like. And with the mask, I really think that's pretty cool as well. And
Yeah.
with the, I believe it's dreadlocks like coming out of the back. It's just a really, really cool, just fucking smooth look. So I think this is a really, really badass figure. But yeah, Spider-Man just hot, bro. Spider-Verse, whether it be No Way Home, Far From Home, whatever, anything Spider-Man, video game stuff, Spider-Man stuff is pretty popping off. So I know there's going to be a lot of cool stuff from the Spider-Man video game, Spider-Man 2. So I'm pretty excited for that one in particular because everyone knows how much I love my video game content. So really enjoying really excited to see what's going to happen with that. But I mean, Spider-Punk's also pretty cool. I threw that on here just sort of an add-on, but I really liked his character in the film, to be honest. If I remember correctly, I think this was Daniel Kaluuya, which I didn't know at the time, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's actually him." Yeah, like he was awesome in the film. I really liked him. I'd love to see more of him in the third one. I don't know if we will, but I would love to see more. I think he has a really cool, unique outfit. I think this is a character that very much pops on a shelf, maybe even more than Prowler. I think Spider-Punk is just a really cool looking, unique looking Spider-Man, particularly with the guitar. That's just a cool.
I just like him with the whole mask and everything. He looks badass.
Yeah, isn't that cool, Riley? I mean, would you pick this one up or no?
I'm tempted to pick this one up. The more I see photos of it, I'm really getting tempted. I think it looks really good, and like you said, it's an eye-popping figure. And this is I think I was watching your video. Like he was really good in the movie. I liked him. He was funny. He had just had a good character arc throughout the film. So I would be slightly tempted to get this. You put the guitar over him. It's just a really badass look. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty badass, guys. Let us know in the comments below. Are you picking up Spider-Punk? Are you picking up Miles Morales, Prowler? I think there's some really good options out there. So yeah, man, I think this is pretty cool, man. There's a lot of good figures being dropped right now, but we got some really interesting news that we need to discuss, and it's big picture. And you know what? This is crazy because when this was announced, no one was really covering it. And I was like, why is no one talking about this? So I made that video, talked about it. JND made a very tongue-in-cheek video talking about, of course, their statue stuff, because primarily they're a statue company. But now they said, you know what? We are going into 1/6 scale collecting. And the end of this year, you're going to see probably our first figure announcement if everything goes to plan. So I'm going to share something here. This is just one of their statues because they've not shown a 6 scale figure. So don't get the wrong impression that this is their first 6 scale figure. It's probably going to be Joker. No, I'm just kidding. That would be crazy. Did they go with the Joker, bro? They said it was an iconic character they were going to make first in 6 scale, right? So that could be Joker, but I think it would make a lot of sense.
The Facebook groups are just gonna go crazy.
I know, it's gonna be wild, bro. You know what I think was interesting though? Someone messaged me and said this: Christopher Reeve Superman. That would actually probably be. It's an iconic character. That would be something that hasn't been done in a while. I know InArt was maybe thinking about it, but they might just beat InArt to the punch. We'll see. But Kiko, if J&D enters 1/6 scale collecting, starts manufacturing figures, QC issues aside, where do you think 1/6 scale collecting as a whole is really headed here?
Well, if it comes down to J&D and you're really excited about accuracy, you will not find a better company that nails the busts and cleavage of any of your female characters. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you that.
So Mira first character guaranteed. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the question: is that what license do they have for 1/6? Is it transferred just because they have DC license? Is it transferred to 1/6 accordingly? They can make any size if they have. I don't know what licenses they have. Maybe Will, you can fill me in on those things, but I feel if they're going to give something that is, quote, iconic, it's got to have a face on it. I don't think it can be covered by a mask. I just don't think so because they want to show off their sculpt. That's what they want to do. That's what the whole point is when it's in this type of collecting game, is the accuracy of the figure is dependent upon the head sculpt, and everything else centers around that. We've talked about that multiple times. So where is it headed? I honestly think it's just going to be a bunch of the same stuff. And it's just going to be a bunch of people sniping back and forth. Oh, they released this one. Here comes mine. And everyone's like, oh, this is great for collectors because there's options out there. That'll make the product better overall. I'm just getting tired of seeing the same things. I know that sounds rich coming from me, but damn, like how many more Pattinson, I was almost said Midman. I'm not allowed to say that.
Midman,
I was like, how many more Pattinson Batmans do we need to see? When that first released and every damn company in the world said, here's mine, it was wild. And I just feel like it's going to be a pissing contest. And I want it to be good. I want there to be competition, but I want companies to differentiate themselves and stand out. I understand that you need to get a base, essentially, to say, here's our consistency, here's our quality. You can trust us when it comes to your figure needs. And look at what we've done. Look at our bench. Hot Toys has a pretty damn deep bench at this point, to where if they release something like, that's probably going to turn out okay. And they have that reputation right now. Everyone else is trying to catch up, which is why they pick a lot of things that will sell. Joker, Batman, Superman. No one's stepping out of bounds to do anything that's crazy. And I would love for them to do something that's crazy, but that's a risky business model, right? Because it's what if it doesn't sell? Then you just tank on your first one. So I feel like this is going to be something that we've seen 15 times. I would not be surprised, honestly, if it was a Ledger Joker, just because that's the way to go. I hope not, but all I want is for innovation to come from this. I want new materials to be found, mastered, to where in the end, we all win. As collectors, we all win. I do not want it just to be, hey, I put out mine, now here comes the next one. Oh, you got one? Here comes mine. I do not want 4 of anything out at one time. Please stop the madness.
Well, Kiko, someone dropped a comment, and I've heard people say this in a bunch of different chats. What if they go with Joker, but Nurse Joker? What do you think about that?
That is a void in a lot of people's collections.
Right.
I don't know if that's iconic enough, because everyone would be like, oh, I don't want to pay $600 for this one.
Right.
I want the purple coat. Then you're stuck again. Because everyone's going to be like, oh, this would be great for an exclusive. If they're just going to do a Toy Fair exclusive, that's what this one's for. You get down the line and then give us this one. They're wasting your time.
Right. Well, because Kiko, for the licenses, we're not really sure yet. I can only assume it would be something Warner Bros. Related. So if J&D is going to make their first figure, it's probably something Warner Bros. Related. I think he's an iconic character. It's not Warner Bros. But
Reeves Superman sounds great.
Reeves Superman sounds like a very logical
win.
That seems like a very logical choice. That seems, yeah. But one thing I do want to talk about, Riley, and I want to get you in on this one. Like with J&D, this has been discussed quite a bit, that they're probably going to come in with a higher price than InArt. And that's going to be something that we need to factor into this decision, because for one, what is the market for that? Because I remember at the time I was one of the naysayers saying people weren't going to pay InArt prices, and I was 100% wrong on that one. They do, and they are willing to pay that. But a J&D is going to come in and set a new benchmark, right? And they're going to be like, okay, are you willing to pay $700 for a 1/6 scale figure? Maybe $600, right? Something like that. Maybe they're going to be a little bit ahead of InArt, a tier higher in terms of price and what they would describe as quality, right? So we're going to see. And we're going to see how the game changes. But that could, again, embolden Hot Toys to raise their prices, because they could say, you're paying for InArt, you're buying J&D shit. You can pay.
Isn't everything J&D do? Sorry for jumping in there.
No, go ahead.
Is everything J&D put out, isn't it numbered to a degree? Like it's don't
third
do
scale, third scale number.
Yeah. Okay, so I can see they're doing, if people like their numbered exclusives, maybe this is it then.
Right. Because InArt's going to do that for Arthur Fleck, I think, but not for the others. So Riley, what do you think? I mean, with J&D entering the fold, where do you think 1/6 scale collecting is headed? What should we prepare for?
Yeah, this is a really interesting topic. So I'm conflicted. I'm concerned, and I'm maybe a little worried for the 1/6 scale collecting, because I feel like we're this space. I mean, we all know this. Did you not? If you not just heard about me bitch about Spider-Man 3 Tobey, we are the most finicky collectors out there. 6 scale collecting it's a different game. You go to Facebook. They do one tiny little mistake, you're going to get absolutely just flamed into the comments thread. So I will say that seeing J&T jump into their fray, they are a very controversial company, because I know a lot of people say, oh, their stuff is amazing, it's next level. But then there's other people who say, it's overrated, the sculpts really aren't that great. It's a very two-sided thing. So I'm interested when they jump into 6 scale. If they get sculpts off and stuff, I feel like it's going to come crashing down, burning down. People are going to be going crazy. And I think that there's just going to be a lot of just it's unfortunate, but there's just a lot of toxicity when it's going to come with this. As much as it's cool to see these 6 scale spaces jump into it, I mean, we already see it with InArt and Hot Toys. It's just a fact. There's always that left-right punch. People are like, oh, this one's better. Oh, you don't have the good one. You don't have the better one. Like, I don't get why people do that. Just get the one that you want, that you love. But regardless, I think J&D jumping into this, they have to be prepared for the 6 scale community, because we are very, very finicky. And like I said, it's also interesting because InArt, they kind of, like you said, jumped into the space of that premium, high quality brand. It's going to be weird to see what J&D is going to offer, because I'm excited, but like what further could they produce that would be more than InArt, to where you'd be like, oh shit, this is worth the extra $300 or something. Like maybe, like people said, a silicone face, but for 6 scale, why would you even want that?
Do you need that for 6 scale? Yeah, I don't know that you do. Yeah.
I don't know what they're really going to do. Maybe like everything, the highest premium, most quality material, like leather and craziness. I don't know, diecast on everything, but I mean, InArt kind of does that. So I don't know what's really going to happen with J&D. I'm interested to see it, but I'm not convinced yet because yes, like I said, I agree with people. J&D that with their statues are very like there's hits and there's a lot of misses. There's interesting. Even the one I just had, like I said, I love it, but the unmasked portrait to me, the likeness is off. And when you're paying a lot of money for a 3rd scale and it's a bigger canvas to nail the sculpt, think about what they're going to do with 6th scale. I don't know how it's going to turn out. We're going to see it in a couple months probably. But like I said, I'm interested, but maybe not as excited as I am for other companies. I mean, InArt, they're doing great stuff. But I mean, hey, if J&D comes into the mix, they produce incredible stuff. Maybe InArt's gonna be like, shit, now we have to make even better stuff, and it's just gonna give us better products. So yeah.
I saw the idea floated, Riley, that someone saying that it could lower prices because of the competition aspect. Like maybe you would have more competition, that companies would be forced to lower their prices to earn your business. I'm not so sure because I think that eventually, as the quality rises, the companies are going to have to charge more. And I think they're competing with each other in terms of quality. You know, price, sure, they are competing, no doubt about it. But I do think, and at the end of the day, quality, and they know, they kind of have a general idea of what 1/6 collectors are able and willing to pay. And they can charge you as much as they need to. And if the quality rises, more materials, more accessories, if they have to compete with each other with more bases and overall quality, then the prices are probably going to go up. So that's something I think people do need to prepare for, particularly with these. But Kiko raised a very, very valid point about maybe these are numbered 1/6 scale figures that are limited in some way and they sell out quicker. So for the more exclusive crowd, the people that love their exclusivity, then that could be one where this is a good option for you. For it's high end, it's exclusive, stuff like that. But I mean, Riley, I'm with you, bro. Silicone, I don't know that it's really needed in this scale. I'm not sure that they're going to do that because, you know, is like in that small of a canvas of a portrait, do you really need silicone? Like that's
and for posing and stuff, you don't know if you can mess with it. You're gonna have to move
you don't.
And stuff. Yeah, it doesn't really make
especially
sense.
with the movable eyes. But Riley, look, it's all anecdotal because I've not owned a J&D statue, right? But with the QC issues that I have seen, that concerns me a little bit. Like that concerns me a little bit in terms of the aftermarket sales because they're probably not going to have a worldwide license to start, right? Which would be my speculation. I don't know for sure. Maybe they do, but I'm assuming they're going to be in a similar position to InArt, and they're going to say, okay, you have to get this from X retailer, right? And J&D QC, at least from some reports I've heard, tend to be a little problematic. But again, I've not owned a J&D statue. I've just seen enough where it concerns me. You know, and
one thing I think that's also silly to think about, you say, where are we headed? I liked it when they sent that sassy message saying, if you don't like the way we sculpt,
right.
Fuck off. I like that type of thing, but maybe we're going to
get a lot of people upset.
I know they did. And I wonder if that's going to be part of the business model saying, all right, here's our here's our J&D Ledger Joker. You don't like it? Fuck you. You know, that type of thing. Like maybe they'll just go ahead and just go full scorched earth. And you know, that might get me on board because I like that.
Kiko loves that.
But some people did not. Some people did not like that. And they're like, I'll never order anything from them again. Damn it. You know, it's all communication. And you need it. Like I said, I enjoyed their CEO coming out and telling them to stick it. You know, I was cool with that. But that's an interesting part because that's the same company. So,
yeah, it is. And I like the updates they do. I mean, I do think generally speaking, you know, it's interesting updates. I still find the Arwen choice a little interesting, but peculiar. But you know, hey,
we all know how beautiful she is.
Well, it's her beautiful lips, bro. It's her beautiful lips,
man.
You know, so it's her iconic lips. That's what it is. So yeah, it just man. I don't know, but like I do respect J&D and the work they do. But entering 1/6, we are, like you said, Riley. You raised a super good point. We tend to be a little more nitpicky. We tend to be a little more critical. There's probably, I know InArt said this, John said this on our live stream, with 1/6, there tends to be more live streams, more coverage, stuff like that. So statues, you have a lot of some of the bigger YouTubers like Gem Min and Batman Statue Collector, stuff like that, and some others who do amazing work. But maybe like 1/6 scale community collecting is really active, right? It's really, it's just popping off. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. That's it, guys. We want to talk about something. I'm going to give a spoiler warning because there's a show that came out on Tuesday, and it was Ahsoka, episode 6. So we have 2 more episodes in this first season. Like I said, Dave Filoni is cooking. So spoiler warning, I'm going to count on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, because I want to talk about what this line is going to look like and whether it could reach the heights of Mando season 1 and 2. Season 3, we're pretty much writing that one off. People don't really care as much. But like I said, spoiler warning, this boy right here showed up in episode 6. And guys, as someone who has no connection to this character, I did not watch Rebels. I know he exists. That's as much as I know, right? Watching him come in and Lars Mikkelsen, dude, he fucking killed it.
He killed it.
Absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it, bro. I like every second he was on screen, I was like,
this dude... any colder of a line that you could have picked for when he walks in? He's like, what was once a dream has now become a frightening reality for those who might oppose us. What an opening line. That was so
beautiful, bro. Like, he's so calculating, you can tell. And that's what I love about him. But again, dude, and what was it? I forget the name of the creature. This creature, Kiko, that was Howler, right? That Sabine was riding. I told Kiko Riley that was a missed opportunity. Yeah, that was an opportunity. Maybe the authors will still do it, but I think that was a missed opportunity to not put Sabine with that. Like, I think that would have been something. You couldn't spoil it before the show, but maybe wait to announce it. Maybe they still will, but I think that would be pretty cool. You're definitely getting a Thrawn, though. But how deep is this line going to go? And is it going to win collectors over? Because Ahsoka's winning collectors over right now. Could it be a hot Mando level line where they just make fucking everything? Kiko, what do you think, bro? I mean, what heights could this reach?
Before we get to that, I want to say shout out to our OG boys.
Ooh.
That was here for Dark Force Rising, Heir to the Empire, The Last Command. This is what, these are the ones that made Thrawn who he was, 1991, 92. This is where Thrawn came from. And for all of us who had said, I remember when they said, hey, he's coming to canon in Rebels. And we're like, well, he's going to be a cartoon. Okay, I'll still take it because he's the coolest, character I feel that they've ever made, like outside of your core Star Wars people. So for this moment, for him to walk onto the screen, like we'd seen the trailers and all that stuff, but when the Chimera comes and lands and then they just start the military processional and the organ is playing, very Davy Jonesy, and he walks in and it was just so good. And there's so many people that they're like, I'm sorry, this just isn't my he's supposed to be 70 at this point, by the way. My man is 70 years old, and they're like, well, wasn't he always went back in Rebels about how fitness and working out was great? Okay, outside of like Mick Jagger and Steven Tyler, how many people in their 70s look exceptional? I think he looks pretty damn good. So just want to get that out there, is that Thrawn is still my boy. Mikkelsen is my guy. And for every line that he said, simply just going back to the mothers asking for aid for their dark magic, things like that was so good. And I can't wait to see where it comes. Now let's talk about the figures. Mando season 3 went out with like a wet fart. It was so sad.
It went out with a circle.
It was so sad. That was my interest.
It was like a black hole, dude.
What a miss. What a mistake. I think that people are people have been so unfairly critical about this show, I feel. They're like we were talking about with Dean this morning or whatever. I don't know if he was posting that about this or just the Star Wars sequels in general. They've made a lot of mistakes. They really have. But if you cannot look at this show and see them trying, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like there's some people that literally hate it because I even X'd this, tweeted this, whatever you want to call it, is that I understand that rage clicks and rage tweets are what get things going. People love that when you shit on things. But that is disingenuous to say that this show is not the closest thing to Lucas Star Wars and the actual Star Wars in general. And everyone's like, well, I shouldn't have to watch a cartoon to appreciate this. Or I shouldn't have to watch 13 seasons of a show to be able to caught up. You don't have to. They literally Will, you had said that you had not seen all these different things. And someone even called you out in the chat that the first 3 episodes said, wow, Will said this is kind of mid right now. And I was like, hold up. Let him cook. And that's what I said. I told you that because I said I'm putting all my stock in this. Episode 4, boom. Episode 5, boom. Episode 6, fuck. And then there's still 2 episodes that they could shit the bed. I'm not discounting that because I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it. But I'm awfully hopeful because what I heard, everyone's like, Dave Filoni's not God. I can't believe you trust that shill. Can't believe that corporate guy that just toes the line. He ain't anything that Luke. Fine. Just be miserable and never enjoy anything again. That's fine. But I am enjoying this. If you cannot look at that picture on the screen, and because I can hear this picture and know what is going on, there are fanatical troopers that are most likely reanimated corpses.
Yep.
What is wrong with that? Everyone's like, eh. I'm excited about this. So back to the toys again. I'm sorry, I get fired
Because the
up
only
about
one
that
thing I
stuff.
will add, the only problem with the show, some of the choreography. But other than that,
correct.
that's fair.
But it's because they don't have the right person doing it. You watch Anakin, boy, it almost looked like Hayden Christensen knew what he was doing. Is it possibly he was trained by a better master? Most likely. They got to work some of the choreography out. That's fine. But damn, this is good. I think it's great. So back to the toys again. People are looking to put their interest into something. This, I think, is going to do it. As long as they don't shit the bed. As long as it doesn't spiral out of control. This has potentials. I mean, when they, I don't know if I can send this to you real quick, but they had the 4 original posters that they showed for this week, Will, and I love this. I'm sending it to you. I don't know if it'll show up or not. But I was like, this, where's my guy at? I was like, this is Star Wars. And if you can't look at this and this is a great representation of what the visuals are. Here it is. It's sent right now. It's got Night Sisters. It's got some really cool troopers. And then some people were just whining again about saying, I don't understand why they're just putting golden stormtrooper on it with Captain Enoch. You are missing the point of some of what the things that they're trying to do. His entire ship is decked out in gold again because they are repairing it. It is that Japanese art, which I don't know the official term for, but it's kind of what they did with Kylo's helmet, the idea of rebuilding something anew and purifying it with gold and such like that. It's an art form that they talked about, and it's a deep lore cut. And it's a beautifully, look at that. You don't tell me that that is not some cool visual aesthetics.
Right.
You can go ahead and put Snoke on there or Rose Tico. These are light years. Put even Phasma on there. Not even close. These are light years cooler. And if you don't want figures of these, then have a boring shelf.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, bro. This Thrawn, though, man.
And for everyone in the comments saying Shin, yes,
Tristan.
I agree.
Tristan wants that
Shin
Tristan
has to happen. Kintsugi is what it is. Seifel just said Kintsugi is the art. That's an actual Japanese art.
Bro, I think 100%, bro. When Shin gets announced, the internet's gonna break. I think for sure, Hot Toys collecting internet is gonna.
She was announced today for the Star Wars Black series.
Oh, was she? Nice. Okay.
Balin and Shin, and Balin looked great. And then the funniest thing is that people are saying this is not good. And one of the comments was, "You ever heard of that company called Shein?"
I think so. Yeah, I think
it's like an off-brand clothing company you get from like whatever. But anyway, they put Shein Hati was it? And then
I know that
they're like, damn, put her back in the oven. This one ain't cooked yet. And but yeah, when Shin comes, people will
lose their shit.
Yeah.
Riley, what about you, bro? I mean, are you loving this show? I mean, do you think this is going to be a deep line, a profitable line for Hot Toys? I mean, as far as non-collectors, Star Wars fans are on board with the show from what I've seen. I think most people are really enjoying it. Again, the choreography, some of it. Hayden's and Rasoka's was fine. That was great. But like you said, Kiko, Anakin, Hayden Christensen almost seemed more like he was trained better. Like when you watch Sabine, some of it's a little rough. Right. But I think Thrawn and the rest of the show surrounding it is really good. And Tristan was absolutely right. So the first 3 episodes were mid as fuck. I didn't like them really. I was really, but I felt very WandaVision. I told Kiko that, Riley. I felt very much like I'm almost ready to give up on the show after 3 episodes. Episode 4 came, I became a believer. And ever since then, the last 3 episodes have been really strong. Riley, what do you think? Where's the show going in terms of its profitability with the fans? Because Andor was great, but it didn't get people on board really for collecting.
Yeah, dude. This is a great question. I think, well, firstly, I mean, Kiko hit it right on the money. Yeah, Dave Filoni, he's creating some amazing stuff. And I know people were hating on my boy Thrawn. They're like, oh, Thrawn's that's that guy in the Rebels show, that cartoon. Who cares about that? Who cares about Thrawn or whatever. But then he shows up looking like an absolute badass. And every line, like Kiko goes, and you guys were saying, like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see more of it because it was.
I mean, he even says, he's like, if a space whale approaches Peridia, blast it out of the sky with prejudice. I love that. He's like,
dude, his vocabulary is off the charts. Like,
and he's just like, and then he says, like, oh, you can even kill your little mercenaries. Like, he's just such a badass, bro.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I love it, dude. So I'm excited to see more of it. I'm excited to see this line. And like you said, I think it is. I really do think it's a Star Wars goldmine for Hot Toys. I think this is going to be really popular. Mando season 1 or 2 level, I think so, really. And we're gonna have to see how the last 2 do. Of course, might, like Kiko said, might fall off, but I've got really high expectations. I'm ready for it. I think, and like you said, this isn't just Ahsoka, like the series for people who like Ahsoka. This is generations of the Rebels fans who love this stuff. And when we get these figures, people are like, yes, this is my representation for the animated stuff. And then you can fit it with your Clone Wars stuff. Like there's so many different universes you can set these figures in, and it works perfectly. So that's what I love about Star Wars. You can just fit it with almost everything. And there's just a lot of potential to do some cool stuff. Yeah, the Stormtrooper.
Someone's saying that's Phasma 2.0. I mean, you've already gotten some colder lines from him in 15 minutes. I mean, come on. I mean, you were just
100%.
nitpicking at that point.
No, yeah, he's gonna.
And that Stormtrooper design, Riley, is cool as fuck with the gold.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
It's dope. It's super different. I love the outfit designs, even for Balin and Shin. Like their outfits are fire. I love their outfits. They're really good. I think if those two are gonna be really hot items for sure. Obviously, Shin. That's gonna be really funny when Hot Toys does that. If someone said an artisan Shin, could you imagine an artisan version with rooted hair? That would be crazy. But overall, I'm super excited for it. I cannot wait for the next episodes. I cannot wait to see the end of the show. I think you're right. I think there's a lot of Star Wars. The hype was really down. It was at a really bad place, but Dave Filoni came here and he created some really great, just great storytelling. So I think a lot of hot toy collectors will pick up these figures and pick up a lot of them. So yeah, I think it's a great seller.
I think so too, bro. And I think these dead troopers are gonna sell. I think people will buy multiple.
Troopers, they're officially called.
What are they called?
Night Troopers.
Night Troopers, yeah. Dead Night Troopers. Yeah, because I mean the Night Sisters were really cool too. I don't know that those will be made into figures, but they would look really cool. Like if you put that into a figure form, those would look really cool. Yeah, they would be scary. Absolutely, bro. They're kind of like the Nun. They almost look like the Nun or something.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. All I know is that I'm throwing it out there and hoping it doesn't happen. Can you imagine if they completely just like kill Thrawn in the final episode and he never escapes the planet and they just leave and they're like, yep, galaxy restored. Can you imagine how terrible that would be?
Oh my God, dude. That would be so fucked up.
You want to talk about the internet breaking.
That's another.
I don't think Dave Filoni would do that. I think he knows better than that. Yeah, I think he knows better than that. But again, look, I'm not necessarily, giving him everything, all entrusting him with everything. But I will say that I am pretty excited with what I've seen in the last 3 episodes. So yeah, and look, like I mentioned, Andor, really great show. But I don't know if it got people to the point where like, fuck yeah, Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like it was a really great show.
Because it didn't look like Star Wars.
Yeah. It was a really well done story and a really well directed
lightsaber action.
Yeah, right.
Lightsabers, force, stuff like that. This is where a lot of collectors or Star Wars people will be at.
Super cool, but it's just not, I don't know. And that's why I think Hot Toys didn't really touch it because they were like, well, I don't know that people will buy these. Like that's, all the show is great, but you guys get the idea. But yeah, I'm interested to see whether Mando season 1 and 2, are equivalent to the Ahsoka show. Because I think overall, man, this show, Riley, like you said in Kiko, you have a lot of potential here. A lot of potential for figures, Troopers, Thrawn, Balin, Shin. You have Ahsoka. Of course, you can make Ahsoka the White, right? You can make the Sabine and her Howler. Like you can make that. There's a lot of cool stuff. And we haven't even seen the last 2 episodes.
Ezra, we can get Ezra as well. They're going to be crazy.
So I was a little bit perturbed, and I saw this comment too that she found Ezra in like 5 minutes. Like she was, her time in 5 minutes of showtime. Like it took longer for her. It just was kind of like like a montage of sorts. I guess I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. I do want to see. I can't wait for the next episode though. But we got some super chats that I want to address real quick. So sorry guys that I have delayed this. My apologies there. But I am pretty excited about the Ahsoka show and where it's going. Let's see, there was one up a little bit higher, so bear with me. Like I said, Melon does not let you go all the way back. Nightcall will be liking the sequels. Can't talk about Spider-Man 3. Dude, I get that so much, man. It's totally fine. But yeah, look, Spider-Man 3, I will rewatch it for you, Nightcall. Just for you, I will rewatch Spider-Man 3. Maybe I'll post a YouTube short.
It's a good popcorn film. We talk about that. Kiko says that. It's a fun film.
I liked it at the time when I was younger, but then I think I watched it again several years ago, and I was like, I don't know. But Nightcall, thank you so much, bro. I'm glad you liked the film. So yeah, I'm glad that people are excited about the Spider-Man 3 figure, even though the inaccuracies. But we're going to talk about it. So Hutch00, J&D is overrated. Their Joker head sculpt looks more like cosplay Joker in YouTube shorts. Dude, shots fired, man. So what do you guys think about this before we move on? Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way, Hutch. But J&D head sculpts, they have been a little hit or miss for the price. I mean, some of them have been really, really good. Like Arthur Fleck, dude. That one's incredible. Golden Armor Wonder Woman, incredible. Pattinson Batman Riley, and then you got Joker. I think was kind of I don't know. And then so it's not exactly a 100% hit rate. What do you think, Kiko?
Right.
As I said, I'll just wait and see about those J&D versions. I'll just wait for the J&D Wanda.
You wait for the definitive version.
It'll wait for the definitive Wanda from J&D because it'll get my proportions right.
Well, Riley, what about you? I mean, you've seen the J&D in hand. So
getting it firstly, I mean, yeah, I had just woken up. I was like, oh my God. It took me so long to assemble it, dude, because I'm always bad with stuff like that. Everyone knows this. And whenever I assemble 6 scale stuff, like I take forever. And I was doing the 3rd scale statue. Oh my God. The magnets and everything and putting the cape on was a little tricky, but I'm still working with it. But like I said, my first impressions, I still think it's just the only thing is the likeness, really. Everything else I think is perfect. Their statues, the detail on it is it's fucking amazing, man. Like when I see this, it's the only thing I'm looking at when I look at my shelf right now. It's really eye popping. But like I said, it's just the likeness on the Robert Pattinson with the unmasked. I'm still not majorly a fan of. I just feel like their likenesses are a little bit off. They should be a little bit better for the price that they're putting it at. But other than that, the actual suit, the details on it, the cape, the mask, the silicone, it's like creepy just feeling a silicone 3rd scale face. It's crazy. But yeah, that I love everything else about it. But yeah, just their likenesses need, I think, a little bit touch-ups to make it a little bit better for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool, bro. Silicone, yeah, it's dangerous pathway, bro. So you want to be careful with that one. But Hutch, thank you so much, bro. Kiko, do you want me to share that photo you sent me, or is that for
if you want to?
Okay, yeah. I mean, because honestly, dude, it is pretty funny. So it is pretty funny.
People said that he definitely could play as Moses in the Prince of Egypt if they did a live action version of it.
Bro, looked like he about to part the Red Sea.
Dude, his outfit was, I noticed that when I first saw this.
I mean, it's kind of on point. It's kind of hard.
He had the Dune eyes too, bro. You know, like when they live in the desert and you have those blue eyes, like in Dune.
He's got blue eyes in the show, so.
Well, his eyes are super blue, bro. Like his eyes
in the cartoon, they're super blue.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So he probably has contacts or something.
Yeah. So there's no way those are real. So
for sure.
Yeah, because that would be some heavily blue eyes. That would be pretty intense there. We got another super chat as well. It's from Anthony Javier, the man himself. He said, thanks so much, bro, by the way. Damn, I missed the part where y'all talked about Spidey. Hope y'all discussed the inaccuracies Riley did and not be overtaken by the hype of the overall figure. It's too late, bro. Because I'm overtaken by the hype. Riley was not, because Riley is a dedicated soul to Spider-Man 3. I am not. I do not have such loyalties.
I'm just saying, man, for like 300. I know people. How much do we shit on art for inaccuracies when there's like a little dot on their foot or something?
Because that's for clicks, man. People love the clicks.
Exactly. But I think we need to give the same flack to Hot Toys. Personally.
Sure, I agree. It should be consistent. But yeah, I'm glad, Anthony, you dropped the super chat, bro. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. And yeah, Riley did stand up for Spider-Man and the inaccuracies. So yeah. So Nick's gonna put his sculpt on Ezra apparently, which is
Oh my God.
I guess it does make sense. So yeah, guys, let's move on to our next topic. I think we got time for probably one more, and I want to talk about something real quick because we're seeing some revisiting of lines here. Endgame, of course. This topic was actually made pre-Wanda announcement, but it still very much is applicable considering they've gone back to the Endgame. Well, officially, we thought Endgame was done. Nope. It's not done. It will never be done. They will always go back to Endgame at some point. They'll go back to Infinity War because that is the original trilogy for Marvel's fans. That's really what it is. And that's really what nostalgia sells. We all know this. So with Hot Toys revisiting Spider-Man 3, Kiko, what does this tell you about their future plans, particularly like you guys reference in an economy or a market where films are struggling? There's a strike right now. There's hopefully ending soon, but it's a tough time. What do you think Hot Toys is doing here?
It's exactly that. They're like, okay, we have nothing new coming in the pipeline because we're about to cross the threshold. Once Ahsoka's done, then there is what's the next show coming out after that? There is
Loki.
The Loki coming out after that.
Yeah.
Then that's it because nothing else is set to come out. Same thing with movies. Same thing with TV shows. Even like the late night shows that are usually on there, they're not coming in. So there is a lot of dead airspace, and how long it takes for concepts essentially to make it out from storyboards to the actual production, and then those finally end up in the hands of toy makers. Yikes. So there's going to be quite a delay, and they're like, well, as a business, we can't not put anything out. We're not going on strike, so let's go to the well. And I think it literally is. They're like, okay, we have some things here we need to use these licenses. What do we got? Hey, we could really use a revamped black suit Spidey. Oh, good idea. Spidey's hot. Boom. There you go. They're like, hey, do we want to do anything with these One Piece things? Oh, fuck no. Don't do that. Let's get Wanda instead. And they're like, okay, yeah, we really do need this Scarlet Witch Wanda from Endgame. I really think that's the strategy. When nothing new is coming, then you have to go to the well. You got to go to your bench. And they have a big, deep bench. And what's going to be interesting is we're just talking about all these different companies. There's nothing new for these companies to put out. So it is literally going to be it's going to be the best of runs of things that you've already seen and definitive quote versions of figures. I think for a while we talked about, and I know I'm not trying to put a lot of hyperbole into this, but I think it's the truth. We saw like how disruptive the COVID stuff was and like the delays of putting things out then. They were still trying to film during COVID and they were still putting things out. Nothing is happening now. Eventually that's going to catch up because if there's nothing coming out, you have no product. So you have to go to the well. So it's going to be interesting of how these best of lines, I think, are going to come, and they're going to have to be looking at, okay, when is a 10th anniversary? When is a 5-year? What can we do? I think that's your only strategy going forward for right now. And I just hope that we get some great things, and let's just get these writers paid and everyone have a fair living wage so that we can go back to enjoying the things that we enjoy, not just for figures and things like that, but it'll be good to get back to the movies again,
Yeah.
So that's just
and keep going. And bro, I mean, and even more somewhat recent stuff, Sideshow put that coming soon, where it should hopefully get the John Wick and the Kane figure. And then also that feral predator from Prey. That should be announced sometime soon. We're hoping. So those are things, at least in recent years, that have been somewhat popular. But again, those are kind of few and far between. I mean, what's come out, I think, besides, I guess, No Way Home in the last few years, I mean, there's been a lot of misses. And it's for all these companies, particularly DC. Marvel has even missed a lot, but Loki season 2 could be something that we see a little bit of excitement for. I don't think you're going to see like No Way Home level of hype, but I think Loki's kind of going to be like a make or break for Marvel Disney Plus. I mean, because a lot of the shows recently, I feel like have started to kind of lose people a little bit.
It's already broken, man.
Maybe, Riley, but Loki season 1 was pretty popular in terms of its viewer count. So, and if Loki season 2 follows suit on that, could be something interesting. But Riley, Spider-Man 3, what do you think? Is Hot Toys going to continue this trend? What would you speculate?
I think 100%. I think they're going to dive into the old stuff because I think they're more so realizing that nostalgia is selling. I think that's the biggest seller for a lot of people right now, because the new stuff just really isn't as hot as it was before. And especially with Marvel, I think Hot Toys are just realizing like, damn, like the latest stuff is just, it's not been entertaining to the major audiences. To me, it's kind of sad because I love Marvel. Marvel was always my first. I loved Marvel from the start. That was my first, and then I got more into Star Wars later. And now, like, I feel like I haven't even thought about Marvel in like a year. Like, in my eyes, really, like the latest stuff just really hasn't hit for me, and it sucks. But I think now Hot Toys are gonna be like, for our Marvel stuff, we're gonna go back into the graveyard. We're gonna bring in some old heat. We're gonna do some Artisan. People give some great ideas for Artisan. I think Artisan is a gold mine. They can do realistically crazy stuff. They can do an Avengers 1. I saw someone say an Avengers 1 Hulk with rooted hair, with the short hair and just his whole body, just to do a new Hulk. They haven't done a Hulk in forever. That would be kind of crazy. A Thor. They can do a Thor. That would also be awesome. Any of the Avengers, really. I just think that they should keep doing this because it's kind of given that Marvel hype back in a sense for 6-scale figures, because the latest ones, I mean, are Athena's or Gilgamesh's, like this later stuff with the Marvel Hot Toys. It's people have been saying it's been a little lackluster, let's be honest. But regardless, I think that, like you said, doing really old stuff like this, like Spider-Man 3, this really shocked me. I really, like I said, was never expecting to see this ever again. So seeing stuff like this, I think they might even go into even older stuff. We're going to have to wait and see. Hopefully just these legacy characters get their respective new sculpts, HDness, and it just, I'm excited for it. I think it's better than what we've got with the new stuff. I think diving into this old stuff is the right call.
Well, I'm excited, Riley, to see more stuff from the nostalgic properties. I know people are sort of tired of the Dark Knight, but if they do some other, maybe they do Nurse Joker, right? Maybe they go back and do that Nurse Joker. Maybe they do sort of another bank robber Joker or something along those lines. I love that they redid Bane. Maybe they go back and do Terminator. Everyone is fucking hungry for Terminator, bro. Whether it's Hot Toys or InArt or J&D or whoever, someone is going to make Terminator eventually because there is a market for it. And I know a lot of the old Terminator figures are just that. They're old. So we need something that sort of rekindles sort of modern technology and stuff like that. And we want to see kind of how that goes. So I'm excited to see more stuff. I mean, I want to see Terminator. That feral predator though, Riley. Super excited about that, bro.
Yep.
That looks
Minotaur.
I know. Riley called him the Minotaur. I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. But guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. We got a couple super chats here. I believe Nick was the last one that did it. So Nick, thank you so much, bro. He said, get the rights to Spider-Man 2 to get a good Doc Ock. Thank you so much, Nick, for the super chat. That would be pretty cool to do another Doc Ock. I mean, maybe they could give that a run. I mean, why not? But I guess it's going to be pretty similar. I mean, just a head sculpt that's
He
maybe
just
a little
wants
bit
the
younger.
sculpt to be better.
Yeah, he just wants the
a
sculpt to
good
be
sculpt.
better. So I don't know if Hot Toys is going to do it just for that, but
As
maybe
I said, I'll trade him my Toys R Us version for his Artisan Anakin. So
Oh my.
yeah, that would work. That'd be fair.
That seems like a right call.
Yeah, that seems fair. That's a good deal for Nick, honestly, probably. Just give him like a pizza scooter, and then we'll be good with it.
That's true.
So
You can do that.
you never have to worry about it ever again. So thank you so much, Nick. Appreciate you, bro. We got Luis at super chatting as well. Thank you so much, Luis. My last comment didn't go through. I do hope they keep going back to the well. Perfect time for Hot Toys to do Robocane and T2 and with new techniques. Dude, could you imagine a T2, Luis? Thanks so much for the super chat, though, by the way. But could you imagine a T2, maybe diecast, or maybe another endoskeleton, make a diecast? That would be really, really cool stuff.
For sure.
Another T1000. Tigo, I know you'd probably be in on that, right? I mean, that would be a new Terminator. Oh, you're a Terminator fan, aren't you?
You're talking to me?
Yeah, you.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I couldn't remember if you
No,
had.
I was listening to the Judgment Day theme song, or
were you?
the thing this morning on my walk, and I love that scene where the endoskeletons coming through the flames. Like, you can see that picture and you can hear the theme. Dun, 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 dun,
it's the most
dun,
one of
dun,
the most
dun,
iconic.
Yeah, I
themes
love it.
ever,
It's
bro.
so fucking incredible.
100%, bro.
Like
that film is so good. It holds up so well.
It sounded like you called me Tito. That's why I was like, who
Tito?
the fuck is Tito? I'm like,
Karen collects with
Tito.
Tito.
Yeah, that'll be my handle for next week is Tito.
Tito would be pretty cool, honestly.
Tito collects.
Tito collects. That'd be pretty cool. I saw one real quick I want to touch on. There we go. I couldn't tell if this is super chat. So PG Patty Joe, thank you so much. If so, I don't know if she typed this or if this is a super chat. Was a peer character jumping up and down saying #1 fan. I think it's like an emoji or something. But it is. So PG Patty Joe, yeah, I see. Yes. So these streaming apps don't tend to translate that effectively. But thank you so much for the generous super chat. Thank you so much for contributing. But I see it in the chat, but it's like, yeah. Pear, by the way. I said peer, but pear. So yeah, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us this fine Friday. We are gonna wrap it there. Mr. Kiko Collects, dude, do you have a video dropping or some shit? Because you've been dropping some major fire lately, dude.
Work got in the way of it today, because I even asked you, I was like, hey, Will, do you care if I drop something tomorrow night? I was gonna try. I was like, but then I just got so messed up, and then American Horror Story came on, we had to watch, and then the Weens. But yeah, so anyway, this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
Be ready for this. This is the thing coming. We're going to talk about, are you a hunter or are you prey when it comes to collecting? Because how to avoid getting hosed and taken advantage of. If you're going to be a toy collector and a toy hunter, make sure you're the hunter and then you're not the prey, because there's a lot of people out there. This is also part of my introduction, is that there are a lot of new collectors, and there may be some on the streams right now, is that a lot of people get into this hobby. They have no idea how to collect, what to collect, when to collect, where. And they make some big mistakes. And there's all kinds of bad people out there. And so this is a small little video to kind of give some good vibes to people to say, hey, be smart. Don't get taken advantage of. Be the true hunter out there. So that's coming, as well as some things on the TikTok, the Gram. Feel free to check that out. For some reason, I even put this yesterday. I was going to put my Doctor Strange reel and pictures out yesterday, but I have been zapped on all kinds of engagement and reach on Instagram. I was like, hold on, I'm not just going to put this into the void. So I'm sitting on this. We're going to let Instagram cool off or something and press pause, and then I will re-upload, because I was proud of some of the things I put out recently and it just got zero traction. So I'm like, okay, let me try.
The algorithm fucked you over, dude.
So I'm like, okay, I'll just press pause for a minute.
Dude, well, thanks so much, man, as always, for co-hosting with me, contributing your awesome thoughts. And
thank you for always letting me just be a bastard sometimes.
Dude, of course, bro.
By the way, Riley and Nick, I love all you guys. I hope you don't ever think that I'm coming at you hard.
Nah, dude, fuck Nick. No, I'm just kidding. I love Nick too. I love Nick. So, but yeah, thanks so much, bro. Riley, dude, I know you have a lot of ladies to get to tonight, so I want to let you go and make sure we have time to get to that. But what's going up on the channel, man? Because you've been dropping some major heat as well, particularly those shorts. Dude, you have a young brain. You have a young person's brain. You know how young people think in the short attention span. So you fucking killed the shorts and shit. So what's coming up, man?
Appreciate that. So I've just been doing the shorts, been doing some YouTube videos. I took a little break a couple weeks back, but we're pumping back up with the content. I've been having a lot of fun. And me being a nitpicky Spider-Man fan, I dropped my Tobey Maguire video talking all about that. That was fun. And obviously the Artisan one, that was really exciting. But those will keep coming, the Riley reveal videos. And like I said, the shorts and TikTok. I've been doing a lot of TikTok recently. I love TikTok, so make sure you check that out. Riley Review, I think that's my name, or Riley.reviews. So you can check that out there. and Instagram, all the other fun stuff, YouTube Shorts. But yeah, thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun. What else do I got coming up? We are at might be doing some streams soon. I haven't done a stream in a long time. I know Nick's been telling me, he's like, I want to be on a stream. I got to tell you, Will, you got to get Nick on a stream on one of your streams next week, because he wants to be. I'm always super busy, so he's like, dude, I want to be a stream. I haven't streamed in forever, so yeah, let him know. But
yeah, dude, if Nick's down, dude, absolutely. If Nick wants to come on, he can come on.
Yeah, dude, he's hilarious. He's like, damn, I wanted to talk so much shit about
this Spider-Man. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna put up with his bullshit though.
Yeah, exactly. You saw him. Oh my god, he would have been 50 times worse than me. So. But
Nick is awesome, dude.
I mean, he's been giving me paragraphs for 2 days, so I might be.
We're in a group chat, man. It's all he's talked about, man.
He didn't send me any paragraphs, bro. So I got off easy.
You got to shoot it to him. But regardless, yeah, thank you for having me on. It was a really great show, and yeah, thank you for having me on, man. Hit the like button. This is a great stream, great channel to be at.
Yeah, well, thanks so much, Riley. Check out Riley Reviews, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the good stuff. Wherever the kids are at, Riley's.
And also
not Threads. No one's there.
Yeah, not Threads. I've never even made a Threads. I didn't even touch it. So I'm glad I did. Yeah, exactly. I was also gonna say though, I've been doing shout out to Kiko and Will. You guys both do photography. I've been doing some figure.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. Yeah, I saw the Anakin. It was dope.
CCFL sabers, or whatever they're called.
Dude, yeah, fire. You're gonna need that when you get my Artisan, right, Kiko? And actually, I want to see your review. I want to see your review of my Artisan. You know, and
I want to see Kiko review again.
And don't show the figure.
Yeah. By the way, Mark Attack out there. No, you're not getting another damn review. By the way, I posted that Electro reel, and they're like, "Does this count as a review?" I was like, "Fuck no."
I know Kiko's never gonna let that shit down, dude.
Come on.
If you watch the video though, Kiko was being tongue in cheek. He was joking. He was saying, "Not another figure review." Just the title. It was a clickbaity title because because you're thinking you get a figure review, and it was at the 6-minute mark. It was fucking hilarious.
I needed to lay the groundwork.
Yeah, exactly. You had to introduce the figure thoroughly before you showed it. So yeah, it's absolutely. Well, I mean, I got a shit for saying my futzing wasn't good. So, it's fine. Like we all have issues.
Man. So. It happens, yeah.
I'll figure it out as we go. But yeah, guys, so there will be no live stream next Friday just because I'll be in Florida. So I will be back. I'll be back for the following week. So that'll be fine. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. I should be able to meet up with Optical, Natalie G. I think Josh McCoy is around there. So I'm gonna talk to him. Josh Gordon, Comic Concepts, he's gonna be around there. So I'm gonna talk to him and see him as well. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. But Pennywise review is coming. It's being worked on. It's in progress. So it's probably not going to be out before I go. So I'm going to get that done when I get back. I will get you guys updated on that review ASAP. I promise you. I'll be also reviewing the Limb Toys 12 scale Last of Us figures. So very excited about that. Joel and Ellie. That's it, guys. Plenty of previews and news and stuff on this channel if you want to check those out. Thank you for contributing to this stream, engaging, commenting, voting in the polls. Really appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Let me know. Check out these guys' amazing channels. They're awesome as always. Avengers level panel as always. Guys, have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy it. Be safe. I know there's storms coming. I don't know about your guys' direction, but there's a huge storm coming to Maryland. So it's pretty stormy out there right now. So I'm definitely being careful. But anyway, guys, enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Peace out. See you later. Bye.